Welcome to Thought for May the 8th. Our readings are Deuteronomy chapter 25, Song of Solomon chapter 5, and Acts chapter 20. And our thought is speaking twisted things. In today's 20th chapter in Acts, we have the account of a long conversation Paul had with the elders of the ecclesia, verse 17, at Ephesus, whom he called to see him at the port of Miletus. He told them that they would not see his face again, verse 38. It was obviously an intense discussion. He tells them, I did not shrink from declaring to you the whole counsel of God. Pay careful attention to yourselves and to all the flock. I know that after my departure, fierce wolves will come in among you, not sparing the flock, and from among your own selves will arise men speaking twisted things, to draw away the disciples after them. Therefore be alert. He says in verse 27 to 31. It is natural for most of us to want to try to avoid all problems, all controversy, to ignore it if we can. But what does that achieve? Does it bring us closer to God and to Christ? We have many lessons on this from Christ himself in the Gospels. Of course, the circumstances in Ephesus are different. It is an entirely Gentile community. But what is not different is human nature. And the only solution to that is the development of a genuine Christ-like frame of mind. The foundation ingredient to do that, especially for us today, is the meditative reading of God's Word. Bible reading is the only way to untwist things that have been twisted. With what intensity did Paul seek to do this? We might think he did this by intense study, reasoning, and constructive argumentation, and we see some of this in his letter to them. But what does the text in Acts say? What is the point he makes in reminding them of the spirit of mind he showed when he was among them? He said, be alert, remembering that for 3 years I did not cease night and day to admonish everyone with tears. Verse 31. A most challenging example to follow, but the lesson is clear. Academic reasoning is not the major part of dealing with twisted things. Paul left Timothy at Ephesus, we read in 1 Timothy 1 verse 3, and he ends his letter to him by saying, O Timothy, guard the deposit entrusted to you. Avoid the irreverent babble and contradictions, and we must do the same. Thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, remembering that that Word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.